Esther.
This is not free. This is not really checking. It's just checking.
We'll be back in 10 minutes.
We can do that. That's very important.
All right.
On the right.
I just know
How are you? Зуба где? Зуба.
Зуба еще не вышел.
А, он там сидит. У вас нормально все?
Как себя чувствуете, Хабиб?
Все нормально, отлично. Сейчас будем спать. No more media, please. No more, I'm tired. Устал от камеры, хочу брать.
Удачи вам, Хабиб.
Спасибо большое.
Ису, держи, Ису, Ислам. Ислам.
Пойдемте секретики, потом расскажете.
Просто вы понимаете, поверьте.
Салам алейкум.
Окей, Корей за тебя болеет.
Спасибо.
Пойдем, догоним. Хорошо, пойдем. Сейчас вернемся. Догоним, собственно, поднимемся.
Ровно и рери.
About to leave by ground.
I'm gonna look for him real quick.
Congrats on the great weight cut, dude.
Thanks, brother.
Was it a tough one?
They're all tough.
Have you done a buffet review yet?
No. You can do it for me?
Are we going to do a buffet review?
Yeah, let's do it.
I got to keep an eye out in case another fighter comes out.
What we got
Diego
then?
does not look good backstage, man. He's just sitting on a chair. He's not even doing anything. Lovely little spread they've got out here today. Vol-au-vent sausage rolls, cocktail sausages, vol-au-vent sausage rolls.
We get treated well, don't we, Dan?
You do get treated well. I wish I got treated well.
Why don't you get treated well?
I don't know. I don't think they like me. I don't know what's going on.
I think
They keep
they
flying
like
me. Economy, they love you, man. I don't know why. I keep telling them you're a prick. Look at this. I mean, we've got some nice fruit here. We've got some pastries. It just looks delicious. I mean, really, I'm wasting my time standing backstage when I could be out here just tucking into all this. We've got Mark over his shoulder here as well. Look, Mark. I don't like this. Oh, I hate being on camera. So no, we're not on. Oh, thank you, my friend.
not with that beer.
We're not all naturals like you.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. I appreciate
so
that.
comfortable,
Bit of
innit?
soy milk, huh?
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
We were just giving the
Thank you, I appreciate it.
buffet a little review.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
It's just incredible, isn't
It is, right?
Hospitality.
I know.
The pillow menus, the menus.
I've not seen a pillow menu.
Yeah.
How many
It-
options?
We have 8 different types of options in our hotel. And you get a call saying, oh, what pillow? Would you like microfiber? Would you like Egyptian cotton? Would you like...
And you boys are in a shit hotel. I mean, imagine
We're
how
in-
many pillows I could have
I
access
know.
to.
We're in...
I might just have them fill my room. Just bring 10 of each.
Yeah. Just bring them all.
10 of each.
Bring them all.
The other half of the main event, Dustin Poirier.
Also 155.
Right here, Justin, this one right here, 575. Thank you, babe. And 55 the other way.
How did it go, man?
Let's get it, man. I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
Good stuff.
Friday night.
Damn, man. You going to the weigh-in, Claudia?
No, I'm not.
No, yeah. Are you not going to watch?
No, I'm just
Oh, okay. Good morning, I'm just walking down back, thank you. Did the weight cut go well? Did the weight cut go well?
Yes.
Yeah, good, good, good. Enjoy your food.
Says the guy with the Instagram story about the things he hates while he's trying to wait. I go. I was just trying to say hi.
You say hi to me, I get out there. Next thing you know, I put on Instagram, man, things I hate when people are cutting, when I'm cutting weight. People just come up to you randomly. I'm not a fan, boy, bro. You know what I mean?
Come on, Lalo. Now you lost shot, baby. Now you hydrate yourself.
Together.
They're not together.
These are together. These are, congrats on the weight. These two are together. These, I'll give a
Yeah, I just need 3.
Okay, so then you
What's
want
up,
3
so
together.
probably?
Right?
Yeah, if you don't mind. I mean,
Yeah, no, I don't
we were
mind.
cutting up by 2.
That's all.
Not too bad about that. I couldn't sleep at 4.
I mean, are they all floor?
It's like, do you want to get it done at night?
I don't
Not
think
sleep
I'm not feeling
or not really sleep anyway and get up early. So you're up anyway. I've done it both ways. It just happened to come off me last night.
Once you got it off, make sure
Yeah.
Quick forecast, quick prediction before the weigh-ins even begin. We are literally like 4 minutes away now. We're hearing good things online that Habib is on weight, so he could well be first on the scales. If he is on weight, he'll just want to get weighed in as soon as possible and get the hell out of here. I think Dustin Poirier tweeted about 30 minutes ago that he was definitely on weight. He's ready to get on the scales. Expect to see the artist formerly known as Paul Felder on the scales at some point, because he's going to look rough as anything, because he looks like he's been on weight all week and he was £10 over at least. So he's going to look like somebody dug him up. But also there's 4 women on this card, and the girls always struggle to get rid of that extra water weight. It's just genetics, you know. It's hard for women to shed that extra bit of water. So I expect one of those at least to look pretty rough on the scales this morning. But so far so good. No one's got any negative stories coming out yet. It seems like everyone's going to make weight, but the main one, of course, is the main event. The undisputed championship of the lightweight division is on the line. We've got the champion, and we've got the incumbent champion, Dustin Poirier. Poirier is definitely on weight. Now we just want to see Khabib, and hopefully, as I say, he's first on the scales in 2 minutes' time.
That's brilliant. Thanks, dude. Ooh, look at these quack arms.
What's the point?
Really don't like it. It's because the lights. This automatic camera is with the light.
No, I'm not having it.
Hang on. Nailed it.
No, where's my man? Do your thing, brother.
In the desert,
Oh, yeah?
in the dunes, like it was
Nice.
and so when I was I could afford about 10 minutes, not more.
Still not on brand.
Mate, I'm all about the free gear.
Nick
Oh,
Pete
man.
on brand. Nick Pete
As
on
always.
brand. Hey?
As
Good
always.
work, my friend. Good work. Where's Jim King Wanker?
He's over there with his Jim Queen t-shirt on.
Jim Queen.
I've rebranded it Jim Queen with a K. K-W-E-E-N. Queen.
100 in my room, which I was going to use outside, but I'll finish this one and probably put the same film in again. It just looks beautiful. Let me show you this photo and see what you think of this. This was the Raptors setting up the podcast in the back in my front garden. It's just a beautiful photo. It's the quality of it. Look at that. Oh, lovely.
Is that shot on this?
A shot on that.
Oh yeah. You mind if I zoom in?
Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just got a good feel to it, huh?
Lovely and warm.
It's a nice
Look
ambience.
at the
That's Glastonbury.
that's
Glastonbury High Street.
That's nice and scenic.
A little rainbow in the background.
Yeah.
Portrait of Kid Mystery.
Oh yeah.
Let's have a look how beautiful that is.
Look at that lighting.
Don't break that lens.
Take a little peek into the window. That's
Beautiful.
nice, man. Yeah.
Just super simple. So I've started carrying them around. I'm getting some really nice portraits with some of the fighters. But like backstage at 241, I got a photo of Arnold Schwarzenegger taking a photo of Max Holloway. I got Shaq talking to Nate Diaz. I got a wicked portrait of Kron Gracie. But I've not developed them yet, so I don't know what they're going to look like.
I know.
That's the exciting thing about it.
Then you've been traveling, so it's like
I think I've got 12 films to develop at the moment. Wow. So I'm going to go get all them done when I get home.
You guys have a good lab back home?
Well, we're going to put a dark room in my house.
Oh,
That's the plan. But at the moment, we just take them into a place in the city and they just develop them. Put them on disc as well as contact sheets.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good stuff,
yeah,
dude. I
I'm
love it,
enjoying
man. Yeah.
What's your role?
He's a photographer.
Yeah.
What, official UFC photographer?
Yeah.
His photo. He always sends me photos after the events, and they're amazing photos.
I try.
No,
It's
I
like,
appreciate
well, just
it.
whatever, right? Yeah.
Because we don't ever see those kind of photos.
Yeah.
Really, you know?
Yeah. Well, him and John, they're like doing the broadcast, or even during this, calling the weigh-ins or whatever. It's just good moments.
You got some great photos of me and Paul Felder.
Yeah.
Was that St. Petersburg?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And I put them up on my Instagram as like caption them. Like Paul's on the scales, and I go 256. And then he's like,
because
he
wasn't
turning
fighting
around, looking at me, and then he's walking off the scale, throwing his hands up.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
To be fair, I think that's what you get a headshot of Islam.
Oh yeah. So I just try to, it's like all of us. We're just trying to get the moments, media interacting, but then get something isolated and just get that interaction, the eye contact. Yeah.
You'll see him now when you're watching the fights. You see you're always in the octagon right after taking photos.
It's gonna be a hot night.
That's what these
tomorrow.
boys want to be doing. At the moment they're suffering doing media stuff, but that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
They're artists in disguise at the moment.
It's a lot of fun, man. We're blessed.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Enjoy the moments while we have it. Right? Yeah.
And where are you on to next? Are you Vancouver?
Vancouver.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
See you there.
Vancouver.
And Mexico City?
No Mexico, but then Denmark and Melbourne.
Nice. I'm not doing Melbourne, I don't think, but I'll be in Mexico City, Vancouver, Mexico City, Copenhagen, and then.
I'm excited about Copenhagen now.
Yeah. It's a beautiful place.
Haven't been yet.
Beautiful place. I got my chest tattooed there. I went over for a couple of days. And then we were there recently for Cage Warriors, right? Yeah. So we're getting tattooed when we're over there. There's a tattoo studio called Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
And we went to there and got chatting. You got your knuckles done there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Last time we were
You
there.
have to come take some photos if you're free.
Yeah.
Be cool.
And we're chatting to the guy, and he contacted me and he said, hey, you know, if you can get a couple of UFC tickets, we'll trade you for tattoos. So,
easy. Yeah.
Perfect.
Any day, guys. Any day.
So I might have him tattoo me a UFC ticket just for a bit of a laugh. You know?
Casey's just focused on Morass for the minute, but now I'm joined by Nick Peace. We've had a lot of people in the comments here shouting out fight disciples, so I decided I'd get you over. Now, a lot of them are making very disgusting comments as well, you need to know, so I'm going to deal with the nice people. But how are you? How are you getting on?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, very good. Very good. Nice to see the main protagonists all make weight nice and easy this morning. Habib being the first on always helps, but yeah, man, it's nice to know the main events up and running, and Felder and Barbosa. Jesus Christ.
Serious.
Like, they looked amazingly ripped to bits.
Yeah, we were at the workouts. Yeah.
But to see them even £10 lighter, you've got to suggest, what, 2-3% body fat between them.
I was actually telling the people earlier that when we were at the open workers, you pointed out to me, you said, these guys, you know, they're not even, not actually just fell there. He didn't even sweat after he was up there, and we were going, oh no.
Well, we were having a good look at his body, weren't we? We were eyeballing him toes to head, and he didn't have. But
I licked his back just to make sure he wasn't sweating.
He didn't have a bead of sweat on his entire body after a proper 20-minute workout as well.
Yeah.
So you feared the worst, you think.
We were very worried.
Yeah, man.
You're still talking about sweaty blood?
We're still talking about sweaty men. Dan Hardy, yes.
Dan Hardy doesn't appreciate the sweaty man conversation, but he really should.
Yeah.
We've talked about him sweating many times.
Exactly, of course. Even at media
Well, I'm very
day,
sweaty.
I was like going up to Felder and slyly putting my hands under his
Ooh, I
armpits
like that.
just to see if he was sweating then. But
Tell Dan Hardy to get the UFC back to Liverpool. Hey Dan, the commenters want me to tell you to get the UFC back to Liverpool.
Get the UFC back to Liverpool.
Can you do that, please?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He's going to sort that out for you.
Yeah.
There you are now.
Oh, where am I? Am I that one?
Yeah, you're on this one.
It's a little delayed,
I'll
but
sort it out. I'll bring the octagon over myself and set it up.
He does that every time. People don't realise he builds this. It takes days, but that's what he does. That's his commitment to the task. You know. Do you have any comments on the main event, Dan? What do you think? Is it as obvious as I think it is? Well, I don't think it's obvious. Sorry, that's what I've been saying all morning. But people were asking me, what does Dustin need to do to stop Habib getting in on his legs and getting those takedowns? What do you think?
I don't think he does. I don't think he does stop him getting on his legs. I think he loses the first 2 rounds. I think that's the most realistic thing to think. I think the best thing for Poirier to do is to get in there expecting to lose the first 2 rounds and start working the third.
Right.
You know.
So do you think, like, I mean, he keeps on talking about playing to his strengths. Do you think in his mind he knows, like, yes, there is probably going to be a landed takedown here? Like, do you think Mike Brown even kind of acknowledges that in his preparation?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're realistic. You know, the first 10 minutes against Khabib were awful. I mean, like, he'll drown anybody in this division just with the pressure that he puts on them. And I got loads of heat for this when I did it when I said it on Inside the Octagon. But he had takedowns stuffed in the 3rd round against Iaquinta. Like, and Iaquinta took that one on short notice. So if I'm Dustin Poirier, I'm watching that fight from the 3rd round. I'm watching 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and thinking they're my rounds to work.
Get in his own wheelhouse to be able to stand with him.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, I mean, can you feel in any way like an upset? Like, so many things are geared towards Habib winning here. You know, as in the location. The Muslim states are all geared towards this fight. He is a superstar now. He's absolutely everyone I speak to over here. They don't know any other fighter on the card, just like Habib is fighting, you know? Would this be, I know Dustin's skill set is fantastic and they're very even fighters in terms of they're both world-class fighters, but is this shock the world if he goes in and does this? Like,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And I don't think it matters who it is. If anybody beats Khabib, it'll be a shock the world kind of circumstance. I think of all the people in the division, I think there are other people out there that have probably stylistically got a better chance of beating Khabib than Poirier. But Poirier's got the tools to do it. I mean, everybody in the top 10's got the tools to do it because everyone can catch anybody with one good shot. You got to think the way that Poirier fights. You know, he's adaptable, he's tough, he's not easily discouraged. That gets him through the first 2 rounds. If he gets through the first 2 rounds, he's got heavy hands, he punches in barrages, he's got a good takedown defense, black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His hips are square a lot of the time when he's punching, which means that as you hit that, you're hitting a wall. You're hitting square hips, which is more difficult to take down. And because he knows he's up against it, if he starts to have some success, any success, his confidence continues to rise.
Right.
Because it's Khabib, because he's so good. You know, if you have any success with him, Ian Quinter will look back at that fight and think to himself, if I'd have had a full training camp, I'd have been able to capitalise more in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Defend a couple of takedowns, but then because he was so exhausted from the 1st and 2nd, and that's the thing with Khabib, and we saw the same thing with Robbie Lawler against Colby Covington. In my opinion, Robbie Lawler got into that fight thinking to himself, I'm just going to let him work. I'm just going to let him work for sort of 10 minutes, knowing full well that I've got that one-punch knockout power.
Yeah.
Because, like, you go back to that fight, and there was a point where Robbie Lawler's sitting up against the fence, not even defending the choke. He's just letting Covington work, and he's just like...
He's going to sauce out his arms here, yeah.
It's like, it's the way that I would spar if I was helping a fighter prepare for a fight.
Right.
Like, I'll let them work, you know, I'll let them work. I'll be difficult, I'll be awkward, I'll hide my neck, but I'm not going to, like, scramble and try and get out of it hard.
Yeah.
And I think he just played that game, and I think Poirier won't allow him just to do what he likes. Poirier's going to fight through those first 10 minutes, but I think at the same time he's going to accept that they're going to be the worst 2 rounds of the fight. So even if Khabib wins the decision, I think we might see a much closer fight. You know,
That's really interesting.
3 rounds to 2 perhaps.
Do you feel like it's going to deliver as a spectacle? Like, I mean, because there's going to be a lot of casual audiences tuning in for the first time in this part of the world. You know, to see this, like, do you think it will deliver as a spectacle? Like, I mean, even if you look at Khabib and McGregor, I felt like that was a crazy intense fight because of the personalities that were in there. Like, some rounds, maybe a massive amount didn't happen, but it was just so tense. And I feel like because of Khabib, because of his status out here, so many hopes and dreams are going to be riding on his success that it will have that tension in the air as well. Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll be a very tense atmosphere in there. But I also think this fight's going to move at a much quicker pace than most others. Just purely because of the way that both of these guys fight. Khabib constantly moves forward. He's constantly working to get the takedown, to stay in his opponent's face. As you know, it's an additional weapon in his arsenal. Is that pressure? And Poirier is the same kind of fighter. It's just he does the same kind of thing with striking. Always on the front foot, always pushing you back against the fence, and you know, I think Poirier's in a good place here to do. You know,
he seems so good. Like mentally, he seems so refreshing. I was speaking to James about this because it's the first time we've listened to him. I know, I've told them.
With a pink shirt.
I know. I wish I had the confidence to pull off your clothes. Look at this. Don't beat him up again, James. Do you think the fact that Khabib's father is here is adding a lot more pressure to him? Because he has said that in a few interviews. He's like, you know, that's my pressure. It's not the fact that all these people think I'm going to win and I'm this big superstar. He's like, my dad's in my corner for the first time, and that's terrifying. And he is. Quite intimidating.
Oh, he absolutely is. And he's got high expectations for Khabib as well. You know, he knows what he's capable of, and he'll be seeing the flaws in the fight. He won't be seeing the things that Khabib does well, because he assumes that Khabib is going to do things well because he's a great fighter. So his father's going to be on his case. He's going to be very, very there'll be a lot of pressure on him. But the other thing that we have to consider as well is, Khabib said this in an interview recently. He said that you know, with his father in his corner, he's like a lion. He can't be stopped. And because he's got that mentality, he might even push harder for the finish. He might even give more of himself in the first 2 rounds.
That could, again, as you said earlier, playing into Poirier's hands in the later rounds.
And then we've got to think of the intangibles. You know, the climate in the arena. Who's more likely to be able to deal with that? I would say, you know, Poirier being from Louisiana, who now lives in Florida. I think, you know, the humidity is going to be more.
Does it suit his style better? Like, I was trying to think earlier, I might be wrong here, but I was thinking, if the climate was to play a part, is that more rigorous on a grappler, like, because you're breathing so hard and you're trying to hold someone down? I don't know, like, I mean, you'd know much more about that than I would.
I mean, ultimately, I think it's much more about who's acclimatized, acclimated for building in the US, who's more acclimatized to a humid temperature. And like I said, like Poirier was born in Louisiana and he lives in Florida, so he lives in humidity. He also had a good sweat on at the open workouts, which tells me he's already hydrated. And then if you're a grappler and you're trying to hold someone down and they are slick, they are sweaty, and it's humid in there, like you don't have the same handles, which is why submissions always stick easier in the first round than they do in the second and third. Yeah. So like the idea of then starting to slip and slide out of things. If you watch the last couple of fights with Khabib as well, and I think this is an adjustment that he's made so he's not level changing into knee range. He's diving right for the ankle. He's going for that real low single. But that low single works really well if you've got a wrestling boot that will stop that foot sliding out of the grip. So if he dives in on that single leg, the sweaty leg of Poirier might just be able to slide out of that grip. You know, sweat becomes a real factor, and these guys will be sweaty in the first round.
Brilliant. Dan, absolute gentleman for getting on those. And again, as I said, get onto the Full Reptile YouTube page, and Dan Hardy, of course, all of his social networks. And Ian's involved with the Raptors, as I've told you about. Are you going to get on the camera at all, Jamie, soon, just to say hello? Just give us a little wave.
Come on, Jamie.
Here he goes.
Come on, Jamie.
Jamie's the face of the operation. Look at this. Look at this beautiful man. How have you found it this week, Jamie?
Oh yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's,
he's the only one that can take the sun, as you can see. He's got a great tan.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm struggling with a little bit is the heat. Yeah. But I mean, being here in Abu Dhabi, it's amazing. Like,
you were out in the sand dunes the other day, right? You got up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, we were shooting with Dan for ESPN, a little video for Dodge.
Cool.
That was awesome.
Did they give you a car?
Yeah, they did.
They're flying back to England for you? That's really nice.
Well, not quite, but I wish.
And
yeah, it's been amazing so far.
What have you noticed? Like, you guys obviously get angles. You guys are backstage. You're not really behind the media cordon so much. Like, what is it that you've noticed about the main event duo? Has anything stuck out for you?
Only, obviously, I know Khabib's dad's like very close by him, and he's got a very watchful eye on everything that's going on. Seems to have a lot of like influence on everything that seems to go on in that camp.
Have you noticed this kind of aura that Khabib carries now? Like it's kind of different. Like he has this kind of regal aura about him, right? It's like, I'm the champion, you know. And it seems like people just need a bit of time with that belt, and suddenly they start becoming like you start feeling it. He walks into a room. Even if you'd never seen him before, you'd be like, I think that fella's probably really good at something.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, if you're the champion of the world, I think you've got the rights in a way to kind of call some of the shots and do what you want to do. I know there's obviously obligations to do what you need to do, but I think he's deserved that right in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, we've had the full Reptile crew on today. Yeah. Great to see you, Jamie. Great to see James and Dan, of course. Absolutely. Always a pleasure to work with you, my friend.
You too, man. You too.
We might even have another
Guys,
word.
legend.
If Zach Cummings doesn't come out soon, we're going to have to do it all again. Thanks so much.
Take care, man.
All the best.